What's going on, guys? Andrew Piluk Hockey here, back again with another video. Today we're going to be talking more about some more news and rumors and trade talk and everything to do with the Maple Leafs. So if you guys are new here, be sure to like this video and subscribe. Join the squad. I'd love to have you guys here. We talk Maple Leafs, and this offseason there is going to be a ton of changes with the Maple Leafs, and there's already like 100 videos that I have to make, and we haven't even barely gotten started with this offseason. So stick along with me on the journey. I know a ton of you guys watch these videos and aren't subscribed. Like and subscribe would help your boy out. But Brendan Shanahan, the Shanahan plan is officially over. And again, thank you for the support in my last video. We briefly spoke about Shanahan and what changes were going to be made and what people were going to be doing going forward. But it seems as though the Maple Leafs have made their choice, and that is that Brendan Shanahan won't be around. And his contract was coming up. It was coming to an end, and they needed to decide if he was going to stick around. Same thing with apparently talking about Treliving and Berube. They were talking about making big changes. Those guys are going to be holding on to their jobs as far as we know. And I'm making this video before the additional press conference is happening with the Maple Leafs Sports and Entertainment, everybody trying to come together with this like board meeting they had. I know that there's going to be another press conference, but I'm making this before that happens. But this is not a shocker, okay? And Shanahan released a statement, but I don't want to read the whole thing because I'm sure you guys have seen it. I'm just going to say a couple things here that was a part of it. Being a part of this historic franchise will always be one of the greatest honors of my life, Shanahan said. While I am proud of the rebuild we embarked on starting in 2014, ultimately I came here to help win the Stanley Cup, and we did not. There's nothing more I wanted to deliver to our fans, and my biggest regret is that we could not finish the job. Well, here's the thing. Brendan Shanahan couldn't finish the job because at times he couldn't get over it himself. And what I mean by that is from all the reports that we're hearing is that Kyle Dubas, probably Mike Babcock at times, Sheldon Keefe, just name anybody that was around during his tenure, couldn't really go all in with the moves that they wanted to make, and that he nixed some trades that apparently, and most of it happened during the Dubas tenure, that I guess he just said no to a lot of things. When the Leafs were preparing to trade Nylander, he wasn't really sure about that. He didn't want to do it. Kyle Dubas wanted to. Mitch Marner, they were going to trade him. Brendan Shanahan was like, no, you can't do this. We're not going to do that. This is just the reports that are coming out. And again, same thing with the Matthew Knies deal. They said that there was a potential rivalry there a little bit with Dubas and him, saying that maybe Matthew Knies was going to get traded along with 2 first-round picks. And again, people are saying that in hindsight now, oh, thank God they didn't. But at the time, Matthew Knies hadn't come into his own the way that we know him now. And I am thankful that they didn't make the move. But at the time, Brandon Hagel and Marc-Andre Fleury were the 2 pieces that they were going to be going for. And at the time, that was much better than Matthew Knies and first-round picks. So it could have made the team much better around that time. Hagel is no slouch. He's a great hockey player. Guy puts up a ton of points, and at the time the Leafs needed more goaltending, and Marc-Andre Fleury could have been that veteran presence that knows how to get it done. But nonetheless, it didn't happen. But Shanahan was a guy that did a lot of good for this franchise, but also did a lot of things that I don't think benefited this team whatsoever. And he kept sticking his nose in, and I believe that the GM should just be the GM. So again, we'll find out later if the Maple Leafs are going to be going forward without that position. And by the time you watch this, maybe there's going to be something going on. I'm doing this the day before, but if something happens, we'll make another video on it. But as of now, there is no replacement. There might not even be a replacement. They might just get rid of that position altogether. And we'll just be going forward with Brad Treliving making all the moves going forward without having to really go to a Brendan Shanahan, probably having conversations with Berube and whatnot. But I wanted to bring that up, but I also wanted to do a little bit of an update here. And this is what the Leafs cap situation, of course, there's a million ads here. No offense to this website. We love Puck GM and Puckpedia because they're helping us out here by allowing us to do this. And I'm not saying specifically me, but everybody. This is kind of what's left, okay? And I'm not saying that this is what the Leafs are going to look like next year, but this is what they have. The blue line is fully signed. People are like, oh, they need another defenseman, big name guy. That's if they trade Morgan Riley, and we will be getting into that very soon in another video. But the blue line, if they don't want to make a move, they have a top 6, and they're pretty well set, okay? You even have Philippe Myers next year if you want to use him as well. You've got both your goalies in Stolarz and Wall. The focus has to be on the forward group, and you can see no Knies, no Tavares, no Marner, because Tavares is a free agent, Marner's a free agent, and Matthew Knies is a restricted free agent. And the Leafs have cap space. They have about $26 to $27 million, and that's without trading, you know, a guy like David Kampf maybe to clear up some room to try to get some additional pieces. Maybe a Calle Jarnkrok, even though I would like to keep Calle Jarnkrok. But again, maybe it's a Max Domi that gets moved. Maybe a Morgan Riley gets moved. The Leafs have a ton of options, and they've got money to play with because Marner is essentially gone, okay? I'm pretty sure the Leafs are not even going to be making a competitive offer comparative to what other teams are offering. We'll have to see what happens. But for the most part, in this video, for the next few minutes, I wanted to talk about trade talk and a little bit of offer sheet talk, and it comes to Matthew Knies. And we know Matthew Knies has been fantastic for this Leafs team. He's a breath of fresh air. He's the type of player that you want, and I'm sure everybody shares the same sentiment that this guy is a gamer. This guy plays hard. He wins. He's a winner, but we need him to win with the Maple Leafs. And basically, Elliot Friedman was talking about a deal on the table that included Matthew Knies and Mikko Rantanen. This is the thing. They basically said that they believe that he is going to be a big part of the future, and they didn't want to trade him for Mikko Rantanen. Now, there's a lot of people on both sides. To me, I'm kind of in the middle where I'm like, damn, the Leafs could have had Mikko Rantanen, but what happens if he doesn't sign an extension? Then the Leafs give up Matthew Knies, and you don't have anybody back. But again, that's in hindsight, okay? What we know is the Maple Leafs really believe in Matthew Knies. That means they're going to have to spend money because Matthew Knies has been really good since coming into the Maple Leafs, and I want to show you guys his numbers as well. So this past season, he had 29 goals and 29 assists for 58 points. Definitely a career year, big jump. He almost had 30, and then when you look into his playoff numbers, as you can see, boom, again, 7 points in 13 games. Not perfect, but again, this is a guy that's taking another step. He's only 22 years old. So taking that step in the playoffs and being a producer, scoring more goals than Austin Matthews and Mitch Marner, and being up there with William Nylander, who is basically the best goal scorer on this team right now, because Matthews hasn't been playing to his full potential. He's been injured. Again, we can talk about that in other videos. But Matthew Knies is important. And the fact that other teams can offer sheet him, which, again, any RFA can be offer sheeted, the Leafs are going to have to be very careful with how they tread here with Matthew Knies. Because if they make this go too far and they don't get it locked in, teams are going to be calling about him, potentially even with trade offers. There's going to be teams that are going to be looking at offer sheets. But Matthew Knies has made it clear he wants to stay in Toronto, and the Maple Leafs have made it clear that they want to keep him. There was reports that the Leafs number is comfortable under $8 million. I think that it should be between $7 to $8 million on a long-term deal. They need to lock him up. Get it done now. Don't make a mistake. Get it done now. Lock him up. This kid is for real. He's a good player. You know what you're getting. That physicality, that puck battle guy, the guy that can put pucks in the net, who's a gamer. He's feisty. He can fight. He can do a little bit of everything. And he's a guy that people are saying could be a future captain one day. I'm not going to just jump on and be like, yep, everything is perfect. But Matthew Knies is a fantastic hockey player that needs to be a Leaf long term. I personally would love for the deal to be $7.5 million on like a 7 or 8 year deal. I think that would be perfect, but I want to turn it over to you guys. And again, we're going to keep talking about this. It's so early in the offseason, but let me know down below, what are we doing here? How much is Matthew Knies going to sign for? Do you think an offer sheet could come into play? Again, the player has to sign it for the Maple Leafs to match. I don't know if Matthew Knies would even consider signing it, okay? So we have to consider that as well. So let me know down below what you guys think. What's going to happen? Do the Maple Leafs need to get this done now? What are your other thoughts? Leave video recommendations. That's what I also want to see. Video recommendations down below. these updates are going to keep coming, okay? These updates and these videos are going to keep coming because we got a lot to talk about, okay? What do you guys want to talk about? Put it down in the comments down below. Little Cody Rhodes reference for you guys if you watch wrestling. But if you're new here, make sure to like this video and subscribe. Join the squad. Thank you for watching. And yeah, Andrew Piluk Hockey Channel, we got to get going here. We got to make tons of videos. I love you guys. I'll see you in the next video. Peace.